All right, now that we've defined what time-lapse is and we've talked about some of the critical capabilities that are required to make a good time-lapse camera, let's talk about what's available right now on the market to buy. In order to create time-lapse video, there's basically two choices. There are our Plotwatcher game surveillance systems, and there's trail cameras that have time-lapse offered as a feature set on the camera. You know, really, what makes these cameras different? Why is the Plotwatcher different than a trail camera? There's a lot of things to keep in mind, but a real simple way to keep it all separate and keep everything clear is to keep in mind what the cameras were built to do, what is their primary purpose, and that'll help you at least keep the two separated and the functions of the two cameras separate so you can make a better informed buying decision. Now, the Plotwatchers are built to create time-lapse video. There's really no other purpose. It's built to take a lot of pictures and to create video files on board the camera for you to watch. A trail camera, on the other hand, is built to take pictures, not videos. A trail camera is built for a quick reaction to a motion trigger activation and in turn a quick transfer of that picture file over to your SD card so the entire system can reset and be prepared to trigger again. So essentially the trail cameras are built to take picture files. Now that we've differentiated the primary purpose of the two types of cameras, the Plotwatcher and the trail cameras, let's dig into each one of those a little bit. That may help explain what camera may provide what it is you're looking for. The Plotwatchers specifically are built on a platform of efficiency. Using some of the same technology that we use in cell phone cameras, you know that when you put that camera out there, it's built to use very little power for an extended period of time. In fact, the Plotwatcher Pro can take well over 1 million images on 8 AA alkaline batteries. Now, 1 million images at a picture rate of every 5 seconds all day long would equate to somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 months of video. And trust me, I know nobody wants to wade through 2 months of video. But the beauty of having a camera with that great a battery life is that regardless of when you get to check that camera, as long as it's in the field, you can be confident that that camera is working, it's recording evidence that you need to see in order to know whether or not that particular hunting spot is a place you want to be or not. And I'll give you just an example that I think everybody will understand. Let's say you hunted this past weekend, you left the camera in the woods when you left the woods on Sunday. You expect to go back and check that camera on Friday of this upcoming week because you're planning a big hunt for this upcoming weekend. But in reality, we know that life always throws us curveballs, and no matter what our plans, things change. And let's say on Thursday you're informed at work that you have to work a shift for somebody over this upcoming weekend, so you don't get to hunt. In fact, it will be the next Friday before you get to check your camera. Now, if it's a Plotwatcher Pro that you have out there in the field, you don't have anything to worry about. You don't have to stress about making a special trip at night to check the camera and to add new batteries. You'll know that next week when you get around to the camera, it's no big deal. The camera's still recording. You'll have the most recent days of video on there to determine if that's a spot you want to hunt next weekend or not. Now, on the flip side of that, if you didn't have the Plotwatcher Pro out there, what would happen is next Friday when you come back to hunt next weekend, you'd have 4 or 5 days of video. But the problem is it would be old. It would be over a week old, and old video is useless when it comes to information that you can or cannot use to determine if a spot is good today or not. Now on the flip side to the Plotwatcher, what you have are trail cameras that have a time-lapse feature built into them. Now trail cameras are built for speed. The components on the board of every trail camera first and foremost have to have a quick reaction time to a motion activated trigger, and then again they have to quickly transfer those images over to the storage device so that the system can reset. Now if you think this is in comparison to automobiles, speed does not always translate into power efficiency. In fact, speed is usually less efficient. Your real fast sports cars tend to get terrible gas mileage. Well, the same goes for cameras. The real fast components built into cameras burn a lot of power. Now, having said that, it's simple enough to make a trail camera turn into a time-lapse mode. You simply override the motion trigger, add a timer into the system, and tell the camera to take a picture every 5 or 10 seconds. The problem with that is once you create the new feature where it's taking a picture every 10 seconds, you're taking that picture with a set of components that are not built for efficiency, they're built for speed. So to take that picture every 5 seconds, you're going to be burning a lot more power than otherwise really has to be required, because now you've given that camera a different function than what it was built to do. So ultimately what happens is most of your trail cameras cannot get over 10,000 pictures on a set of batteries. This is also the reason why most of your trail cameras don't allow a picture interval faster than every 10 seconds. Now, a picture interval every 10 seconds would equate to about 4,500 pictures per day. So it gets back to that question I mentioned earlier in the video. The real critical question to ask is, how many pictures can this camera take before the batteries die? And if you're using most trail cameras, expect to get no more than 4,500 pictures per day. If most of them can't take more than 10,000 pictures on a set of batteries, you can expect to get less than 2 days of video in most situations, which is nice to look at. It may be a little entertaining, but it's very hard to establish a pattern of activity off of a couple of days of video. You really need that 5, 6, 7 days to know if that animal that I got on video one day was a random act or was it a pattern because I got him the day before, and the day before that. The trail cameras are made to create picture files. So in these situations, what you find is the trail camera is not making a video on board the camera. The trail camera is making enormous picture files that you have to wade through and create a video out of. Again, we talked earlier about the need for a computer system with all the bells and whistles that's capable of creating picture files or converting picture files into video files quickly. This is also a situation where you have to have some basic computer skills in order to manipulate thousands of pictures and have them converted into video, because it's not as simple as double clicking and hitting a play button. And to me, more importantly, from a user experience standpoint, this gets back to time and the amount of time it takes to create those videos. Your trail cameras are built to make picture files. They can take time lapse in a mode where they will create 4,500 pictures per day. You in turn have to copy those pictures into a software that probably comes with the camera, and then your computer has to generate the video in order for you to watch it. All of that stuff takes time, it takes skill, and if you don't have the most up-to-date equipment, it will take even more time. So this gets back to the real two differences in these systems. One is made to create videos and take a lot of pictures. One is made to create pictures very quickly and create picture files. That does not equate to a real positive user experience in most cases if you're talking about time-lapse video.